very rapidly. As we see side by side goes Andrew and Marcus. No, Gillis, sorry. And
Andrew down the inside, but will he be able to keep that position on the next straight? That's going to be the main strength of the Astons. They might have to do an extra pit stop, but they will be dominant on the straights, although just a little further up ahead, Xevious already looking at the tailpipe of Marcus again. Seems like he can, in fact, keep up. As they reach the top speed, he lifts off a bit earlier. Dirty air here, quite dangerous if you push it too hard. Engine braking, very crucial in this corner as well. That's not too powerful because it can over-rotate the car. Look at this gaggle of cars here. Big fights going on around multiple championship winner Ultimate Keza down in 9th. Chasing down Cuckoo and championship leader Eddie. Fennec right behind. Keza going for a move on Cuckoo already. Can Cuckoo defend it? I think this is all about top speed.
Oh, as they go free wide into the Porsche curves! That was very, very close to being an incident if Ultimate Keza or Cuckoo overcooked it.
Ooh. Yeah, Keza having to take a bit of off-road tarmac there. Well held by Cuckoo. Was not expecting that position to still be on the cards. And oh no! A massive crash for Cuckoo. Takes multiple people out with them.
Oh, is that going to be a safety car?
We'll have to wait and see, but that was a very strange loss of the rear of the car on that curb. I've never seen that before, I don't think. At least not in that specific part of the corner. Actually, Xevious now fighting it out with trouble. Just 6 seconds off the lead. And you can see everyone staying in the slipstream now. Gillish pulling out of the slipstream. Is he going to try and go for a double overtake to take trouble with him? Have to be late on the brakes. Nope, still side by side with Xevious. And that's a very risky move, but they're both going for it. And Xevious loses out.
Yeah, he's mine. He's even going to start fuel safe. Oh, as off goes, I think, is that Jedlin? Yeah, Jedlin.
It is Jedlin, and now going off again, so that gives Cuckoo P13 back. Cuckoo making a decent recovery drive there after that earlier incident in the 3rd sector. Led to contact with multiple drivers and put Fennec down in last. Now, Fennec has already overtaken Valtteri Bottas. So he's already gained 1 position, but of course, Valtteri had to pit himself for another incident. Battles going on up and down the grid at the moment. You can see Andrew had a pretty crazy 1st sector. The Astons will be catching him on the straight. Just behind, we have trouble ahead of Xevious once again. Keza falling down the order. Something's happened to him. It's on the start of the Mulsanne straight. And he's dropping positions like an absolute stone. That is where you do not want to have any incidents, because if you mess up at the start of the straight, you lose speed down the entire straight. So you can see 4 extra cars now going past him after he was already getting going again. That would be quite cheeky indeed, as Keza now looking to get the lead M&M car, Condor in P10. And he's made it stick down the inside into the Porsche curves.
Cuckoo just behind, wanting to also follow.
Go on board with the Milka driver. Keep in mind as well, I said Milka as in the sponsor, not that you have to milk the drivers. That would be weird.
Down the inside. Oh, that's very late. Oh, there's contact between the cars.
What in the world happened there? Cuckoo's taken K's out of the race. Of course, they are very close to the pits, but that has destroyed K's race, and Cuckoo's with it. Hold on. We've got Marcus has overtaken both cars very briefly, now back down to P3. Trouble losing a position, could lose one to Gillish as well if he's not careful. Go on board with the Aston driver. Should take the roof cam here, actually. And is that going to be an overtake into the Porsche curves? That's incredibly risky, but it looks like Marcus is going for it. Xevious cedes the position. Will Trouble be able to capitalize on that? It looks like it might be Gillish. No, he has to hold back. Side by side through here. Incredibly dangerous. Some position swapping going on around for P15 as well, but we have to stay on this as Xevious retakes position at the end of the Porsche curves. Quite a move there. See Mammoth pulling out really late there, trying the outside of Indy. Same place where Eddie overtook him just a lap or maybe 2 ago.
On the outside. very narrow going into the corner. Could Eddie form a switchback? He just doesn't have quite the momentum through the corner, so that's going to be Wild Mammoth up into P7.
It looked to me like Mammoth's car was actually sliding a bit with the rear, so that was quite impressive. They're really on the limit of the grip. I was just behind them.
In each other's slipstream, it looks like he might have a run on him, but do you try and make a move through Indianapolis? I think he just backs off as they go through Indy. Oh, very hard. I definitely thought Condor was going into the back of Eddie right there. That was millimeters from being a massive incident. Cars halfway through the race, as we see cars look for moves. Side by side goes Eddie and Jedlin. Eddie now with the slight inside might get a better exit since he was on the outside of the second bit of that chicane. And I think Condor now trying to slip into the slipstream, tries to follow through. Jedlin is losing position after position as we head into the second chicane. Starting from still the markers just coming on now. And yeah, Condor making a move up into P9, Jedlin dropping all the way back.
That's going on as well, but now we have Andrew making the move around the outside, sending it on the brakes. Can Trouble hold it? They still side by side on exit. And I think that's a move done and dusted for Andrew, so he really pounced as soon as he could. No waiting whatsoever. And he'll be now trying to use the blue flags to his advantage as well.
Eddie trying to defend from Wild Mammoth. Wild Mammoth
was that off the track?
He swapped back the positions.
It was definitely on edge, but I'd have to see the replay to see if Mammoth overtook Eddie off the track there. That's definitely going to motivate him.
Marcus.
Meanwhile, there's contact! Eddie's punted Mammoth and he's been spun round, but he's waiting for him to rejoin the track. So sportsman-like behavior there from Eddie, not getting an illegal overtake.
The lap.
Appearance last was almost, well, it was 4/10 faster. It's nothing crazy, but could end up being a fight in a second. Meanwhile, those side by side for the lead, and actually the net lead, and Trouble going around the outside into Indy, and Andrew's sliding everywhere.
Just holding onto the car. I mean, as much as he lost the position there, he did an amazing job at saving that car, and he's still in the slipstream, so still has a chance to bring it back to Trouble.
Yeah, but that could well mean that his tires are on edge now. He's definitely locked them up, and you know, locking up in this game is a painful, painful sin. Xevious staying behind does not want to get involved in this scrap for the lead.
Through the final corners, and about to start the last lap of the race. He makes a small mistake. Andrew's going to be all over him. Could potentially look for a move going into the first and second corners. Ducks to the inside, but it's going to turn to the outside of the next corner. As Trouble giving up the position, elects to stay behind, not go too wide through there on the final lap.
Impact on the fight for P1. We see Andrew once again trying to outbrake Trouble around the outside.
He's managed to do it before, but he's gone deep.
Oh. But he's managed to avoid the gravel, so he's still in the running.
Still 5
more
tenths
long straight
behind.
to go.
That is, he's got not as much slipstream as he might want, but enough to still bring him back into the battle. He's got to full commit through Indianapolis here if he wants to gain and even potentially look to win the fight. If he makes a mistake though, that could be Matt up into P2.
Yeah, Matt's only 5 seconds behind them now. If there were 2 more laps, that would have been a 3-way fight for the win. But that was the last good overtaking opportunity, so he's going to have to try and force Trouble into a mistake, or maybe wiggle his nose.
Oh, that's a mistake!
Oh, so now he's got an even better chance to shove his nose in somewhere.
He's properly tucked into the slipstream as we head onto a long section of wiggly woggly straight bits. I think Trouble needs to potentially defend here as we see Andrew looking for a move around the outside. Trouble's gone semi-defensive. Andrew all tucked up behind Trouble. It's going to be an absolute race to the line at this point. We head through the final Porsche Cubs for the final time this season. These two absolutely trying to push it to the limits. Trouble.
There's only a few more braking zones left to go. Only a few more chances. Who's going to send it on the brakes?
Andrew late on the brakes, but Trouble still ahead. Andrew's going to be praying that any mistake any sort of chance that he can, as he doesn't have quite the accent. That's going to be trouble across the line to win the feature race at Le Mans.